When a narcissist grows old, his life will be very miserable and filled with painful karma. Let me to extend a cordial greeting and warm welcome. In this video, we'll talk about elderly narcissists. Do they find it hard to accept that time moves on regardless of what they do? Will they grow, to put it another way? In particular, I'm wondering if they evolve, and if so, if that evolution has any net beneficial or negative effects. The safety of their loved ones back in the outside world is another huge worry. How does the aging narcissist's relationship with their loved ones change? Because I think there will always be exceptions, I find it difficult to provide conclusive arguments on such matters. Nonetheless, for the time being, let's focus on a few of the more common issues experienced by aging narcissists, as well as some potential solutions. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to my channel. Remember that narcissists often display a sense of entitlement. It's possible for someone to be aggressive and self-absorbed. Those who exhibit this characteristic may be too sensitive, defensive, and emotionally fragile to handle constructive criticism. The need for more control and power is typically the driving force behind the deceptive actions of those who thrive in positions of authority. Secondly, they may have grown apart from former friends and lovers because they didn't make an attempt to keep in touch with them when they were younger. It's possible that they just kept going. Others may have abandoned them for their own safety. Even narcissists experience feelings of isolation like the rest of us. On the other hand, they might suffer from clinical depression. Narcissists may therefore strive to win over new friends or re-establish rapport with old ones by extolling their many supposed qualities. Many narcissists hit a denial phase in their mid-30s. When it comes to their own attractiveness, some narcissists suffer from extreme cases of vanity. Yet it's ridiculous to think that their attraction won't last for decades. Many narcissists struggle to develop a healthy sense of self-awareness even as they approach middle age. It's possible that some narcissists might go so far as to try to stop their own clocks. To look younger than they are, people may incur substantial debt purchasing things like hair color, new clothes, and anti-aging creams. It's possible that some narcissists would rather hang out with or even have relationships with younger people. When they reach middle age, narcissistic mothers often try to mimic the appearance of their daughters. Confidence can be boosted by telling a person they resemble one of their sisters. Narcissistic parents of teenage daughters may go so far as to attempt to charm or seduce their daughters' partners. A narcissistic father, on the other hand, may count on being treated like a king by his own offspring. The narcissistic father may consider himself to be the head of the family. Both parties, as well as any descendants of either, are fair game. Narcissists often compare themselves favorably to others of the same age or younger. Narcissistic parents may also compete for attention with their offspring. Such youngsters may be the targets of hostility, criticism, or sabotage. They are quick to take credit for anything their child does on their own when they find out about it. A narcissist may try to avoid dealing with the issue by keeping in touch with the grandchildren instead, especially if his or her adult children have set good boundaries with their partners. Narcissistic grandparents frequently provide their grandchildren with cell phones so that they can get in touch with them at any time. A narcissist courting such a child would likely give them expensive gifts and shower them with attention in ways that the child's parents would find unacceptable. A narcissist may see their parents' criticism as proof that they are horrible people. If they feel responsible for the failure of their children's marriages because of their interference, they may want to ruin the ex-spouse so that their grandchildren do not form attachments to them. Although while most parents will keep on paying child support after divorce, There are exceptions when one parent may choose to do so for the benefit of their ex-spouse. They listen to you out, give you encouragement, and offer advice on how to better express yourself. Maintaining a narcissist's already precarious sense of self-worth becomes increasingly difficult as they become older. They become less interesting and appealing as they lose the physical traits that set them apart. Their sex drive decreases as a result, making it harder to deceive themselves. It's probable that they'll reflect heavily on their past achievements. To gain someone's favour, they may emphasize their past achievements. Expressions along the lines of, "It's depressing that today's young people don't have as many opportunities as their parents and grandparents did at the same age. These days, young people have it much easier than their parents or grandparents did. They needed to get better if they wanted to achieve their goals. Others, though, may never mature past their embarrassingly juvenile ways. The use of temper tantrums as a form of protest when one's desires are denied is far from obsolete. Once in a while, they'll act out in a fit of rage. It's probable that they'll start griping about how unfair life is and how horribly they've been treated by society at some point. They have discussed the implications of bad choices, including failed collaborations and plots. No one would believe them if they said they had to put their dreams on hold to provide for their family. They may feel bitter toward exes or anyone else they hold accountable for their current situation. The more time people have to think about their difficulties, the more resentful and bitter they become. I've also seen that narcissists have a long-term inclination to harbour resentment. Even decades after they were inflicted, narcissistic wounds can feel as fresh and painful as they did on the day they were received. Narcissists tend to dwell on such slights. They made an effort to put behind them the few times when they had been self-centered and disagreeable. Narcissists are extremely defensive and feel terrible shame when they are called out on their behavior. The more people they hurt or take advantage of, the more they believe they are the ones being victimized. This means that negative cycles may persist for some time. Those with a high need for vengeance run the danger of pushing away the few people who actually care about them if they act on their impulses. Manipulation and control issues can arise at any time and for a variety of reasons. They may not know how to reach out for help if they are lonely or isolated. Narcissists should stop obsessing over themselves and start thinking about how they might help others. One more way this could backfire is if people figure out how to gracefully decline invitations or cease helping altogether. Guilt and shame are prominent tools in this kind of manipulation, as in, "After all I've done for you, I haven't much longer to go." Keep in mind that some elderly narcissists may feel threatened by the ascendancy of the youth. Perhaps the increased life expectancy has afforded them the chance to study the subtleties of coercion and power dynamics. Third, hidden narcissists often have an obscure medical history. Nothing will change no matter how much time you waste on the useless doctor. As yet, none of the treatments have been successful. There is currently no treatment available for this condition. They are in constant pain, and they have no hope of relief. People rarely forget the moment their skull split open, the bullet that ripped through their brain, the career-ending sports injury they suffered, etc. They have a slim chance of making it through this. They might need to put on a happy face for the cameras, even if their own grandchildren aren't thrilled to see them. But when they are engaged in a rewarding activity, they are generally able to quickly recover from their health issues. Yet, decades of build-up can lead to aggressive, self-destructive conduct in senior narcissists. There may still be a lot of arrogance, but the damage done over the years has significantly lowered confidence. They may need to learn to rely on others for assistance as they age and become less mobile, although this may prove challenging depending on their personality. They might not have a large social circle or many options available to them. You are always at risk of having a narcissistic collapse. They come to terms with the fact that they are entirely abandoned, with no one to turn to for assistance. Since their deceitfulness and identity have been exposed, they are now entirely useless. No longer is there a helpless target demographic from whom to extract profit. This can make them feel even more hopeless. In light of your last question, I'd want to discuss the effects that elderly narcissists have on their loved ones. It's understandable if the narcissist's age-related decline causes them discomfort or even confusion. Victims of abuse may feel bitter toward those responsible for their suffering. It's still possible they'll come to regret what they did. They've lost it and exploded under that person's constant criticism, lies, demands, and lack of reciprocity. They still have sympathizers in this day and age. The news of a loved one's terminal illness can motivate people to reconnect after years of silence. At later stages, the narcissist may surprise you with signs of growth. They have no more reasons to lie and nothing to gain by continuing to do so. Potential opening for diplomatic negotiations. Finally, the narcissist may provide the victims the apologies and resolution they've been seeking. There is some data suggesting that narcissists mature, but I can't say for sure. There's an argument to be made that lone narcissists are more inclined to be truthful with themselves because they have nobody else to lie to and nothing to gain by doing so. Accept responsibility for your actions and apologize. They may feel a wide range of regrets after realizing how little their seclusion means to them. All of their friends and family knew what a horrible person they were as a young adult. They would do well to cultivate a sense of modesty. That sums up the essence of the mature narcissist well. You always know where to find me if you have any questions or suggestions. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you enjoyed this video and found it useful. We appreciate it.
The conclusion in this video: elderly narcissists and their behavior patterns. Narcissists often display a sense of entitlement, aggression, and self-absorption. As they age, many struggle to develop a healthy sense of self-awareness and may go to great lengths to maintain their appearance, including forecasting anti-aging creams, new clothes, and hair color. Narcissist parents may also compete for attention with their offspring, and their grandchildren may become their target audience, maintaining their already precious sense of self-worth becomes increasingly difficult as they become older. Some may mature, while others may never mature past their embarrassingly juvenile ways. They may start to reflect heavily on their past achievements, emphasize their past accomplishments to gain favor, and harbor resentment. Narcissists may become bitter toward exes or anyone else they hold accountable for their current situation. The article does not provide conclusive argument but focuses on common issue experienced by aging narcissists and potential solutions. Overall, it can be concluded that elderly narcissists may face challenges in their personal relationship and self-esteem, and their behavior may not change with age.